50 years ago, NBC aired a new episode of the classic Star Trek show, A Taste of Armageddon. These are my opinions on it. This episode is different. This episode doesn't have a cartoon villain who wants to take over the Enterprise. There is no evil scientist. There is no generic bad guy with superpowers. There is no monster of the week. There are just three men. Three men who do, from our perspective, sometimes villainous things, but every one of them is doing it for the greater good. The Enterprise is en route to Aminiar 7 to start diplomatic relations with its inhabitants. We meet our first bad guy, Ambassador Robert Fox. Originally we think that he's just an arrogant asshole, but we soon find out that he's doing only what he feels is the right thing to do. The Federation has lost thousands of lives in that sector of space. That's why they need some friend and ally. So you can't be really mad at him, even though he's a major pain in the rectum during the majority of the episode. He's just trying to save lives. Even though Aminiar warns the Enterprise not to come closer, Fox uses his powers and forces Kirk to ignore the warnings and beam down to the planet. What a surprise! Kirk, Spock, and the rest of the landing party get immediately captured. What I didn't know is that Aminiar is in war with the third planet of the system, Vendikar, and they are fighting for 500 years. The only reason why the planet is not destroyed and all the people live a relatively happy life is that the war is not fought with traditional weapons. Traditional weapons like bombs are quite messy. They leave a lot of dead bodies everywhere and have a tendency to turn beautiful cities into bloody ruins. This is why they use computer simulations. Computers simply calculate the attacks, and then the victims have 24 hours to report to their disintegration stations, so their deaths can be recorded. Anan 7, basically the ruler of the planet, is supposed to be our second villain, but even he is not a two-dimensional character. Yes, he has captured our heroes, and yes, he wants to kill all of the Enterprise crew members, but he has a good motivation for it. He wants to preserve the civilization. And he gave them a fair warning, so technically it's their fault they will die. Or the fault of Ambassador Fox. He doesn't want to harm anybody, but from his point of view, the alternative to this are Vendikar bombs in their planet, which would end up being even worse. We get to see the true stupidity of Ambassador Fox. After all what's happened, he tries to endanger the Enterprise, but thankfully Scotty ignores his orders. Fox beams down to the planet and, of course, gets captured. What a surprise. Kirk and the landing party manage to escape and start destroying the disintegration chambers, but Kirk gets captured again, and this is where we get introduced to our third bad guy. And he is James T. Kirk. Yes, he does something what I would never expect from him. He orders Scotty to execute General Order 24 in 2 hours. Why do I think that it makes him a bad guy? Well, General Order 24 means wiping out the whole civilization. Yes, our heroic captain has just ordered a genocide. In my eyes, with this command he became one of the villains of this episode. Yes, even he has good intentions, he wants to end the war by any means necessary, but still, that's too much for my moral standards. Why does the Federation even have such an order? Anyway, Everybody manages to escape, and Kirk with Spock destroy the war computers. How does Vendikar react? They claim that Eminiar broke the treaty and they threaten to start sending real bombs. But Kirk has a different alternative. They have an experienced diplomat, Mr. Fox. So why don't they use him in an attempt to negotiate peace? Yes, peace. Their problem is that their war is so clean and comfortable that even though millions of people die each year, they don't really see a reason to do anything with it. It's just easier to keep it going. Now, when both sides are terrified what could actually happen if they started to use real weapons, they finally have a good motivation to try to finally end it. Well, this was a very political episode, and I must admit, I don't think it could be made today. In the 1960s, America was fighting in Vietnam, and Roddenberry, a real-life veteran of the Second World War, who managed to get anti-war messages into most of the episodes, but this is the first proper anti-war story. It's amazing that the NBC censors didn't kill it. In how many wars is the USA involved right now, and in how many wars were they involved in the last, let's say, 10 years? And how many TV shows have you seen saying, hey, wars are actually bad, maybe you should, I don't know, stop? I mean, where I live, I don't manage to get to watch too many new American shows, but the ones I do watch from time to time just acknowledge that these wars are happening and that the war is bad for civilians. But I honestly don't remember when was the last time I've seen an anti-war episode or movie. The episode makes also a very good point. Wars are getting less and less personal. With the advance of technology, wars are getting more clean, and sometimes they even look and feel more like a video game and not reality. I think you've all seen the clips I'm talking about. I definitely won't show them in this video, because YouTube likes family-friendly content. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you don't have to look to the eyes of the man you are trying to kill, it can be pretty easy to forget that maybe it would be better for both sides to try to stop the war. Well, the characters are very well written, the premise is thought-provoking, and the overall execution is really good. But you can see all the mostly budgetary limitations. Overall, I would give this episode an 8 out of 10. But those were just my personal opinions. What do you think? Do you like this episode? Do you think it's the best thing ever? Or do you think it's boring crap? Or just something average? Tell me what you think down in the comment section. I am a person who tries to read all comments and reply if necessary. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you like this type of videos, I do an quick thoughts on video each week, 50 years after its premiere, and maybe you would like also some other videos on my channel. Feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and see you all next week with my opinions about This Side of Paradise. Thanks for watching. Bye. Wars are getting more comfortable. Wars are getting more comfortable. 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 With the advance of technology, wars are getting more clean